Mira and HarlequinAudio present Paradise Valley, a novel by Robyn Carr, performed by Thérèse Plummer. Chapter 1. Walt Booth was feeling lonely. He'd been widowed over 5 years ago when his kids were 26 and 14. Now that he was 62, the kids were on their own. Vanessa was married to Paul, and they lived on the property on the other side of the stable. And Tom had nearly completed his first year at West Point. Walt's niece, Shelby, had been staying with him, but during the February freeze, she had left a vacation in Maui before pursuing her education in San Francisco. But that only scratched the surface. He'd recently begun a relationship with his neighbor. A beautiful, vivacious, mischievous movie star just a few years younger than he was. Muriel St. Clair. Their liaison was just getting interesting, just heating up, when she was lured back to Hollywood to make another film. He was left with her 2 Labrador retrievers and her 2 horses. He'd had 1 phone call since she'd departed for LA via private jet. A call in which he had heard the background noise of a party. There was music, chatter, laughter, the clinking of glasses. And Muriel sounded on top of the world. The truth of the matter was, he'd gone and fallen in love with her. She had trapped him by being nothing like his perception of a movie star. She'd come to Virgin River almost a year ago, moved into an old farmhouse with her animals, and restored it almost entirely by herself. He'd never seen her in anything but slacks, usually jeans and boots, often painter's overalls. She was a crackerjack horsewoman, an expert shot, and was training her own bird dogs for hunting waterfowl. Earthy, basic. Yet her wit was sophisticated, and her beauty, natural and unforgettable. And right now, while he sat by the window in his great room, scratching her dog behind the ear, she was making a movie with Jack Nicholson. The truth? He wondered if she'd come back. His doorbell rang, and he hefted himself up to answer it. 2 weeks ago, he'd felt like a 16-year-old boy, looking forward to seeing Muriel every day. Today, he felt old and short on time. He opened the door to Luke Reardon and frowned. This was just about the last person he'd like to see right now. Luke and Shelby had had a romance that didn't work out, which Walt suspected was her reason for leaving. "Morning, General," Luke said with a slight nod. "Got a minute?" "I guess," he said, standing back from the door. "Coffee?" "No, thanks, sir," Luke said, stepping into the house. "It's just that, well, I owe you an apology." "That's so?" Walt asked. He turned and walked back into the great room. The dogs spied Luke and immediately put the rush on him. Luce, the chocolate lab, sat in front of him politely, but her tail wagged so violently it sent her whole body into a quiver. While Buff, less than a year old, lost all control and just barreled into him, jumping up and headbutting for attention. "Buff, down," Walt admonished. It didn't do much good. The yellow lab was pretty much out of control where visitors were concerned. "Whoa," Luke laughed, grabbing the lab behind the ears and sitting him down. "Got yourself some company here. These are Muriel's dogs. She's out of town, and I'm taking care of them." "Out of town?" Luke asked, straightening. Walt sat in his chair and clicked the dogs back to his side by snapping his fingers. He didn't volunteer any more information about Muriel's whereabouts. With a lab on each side of him, he indicated the chair facing his. "Take a seat."
Sample complete. Ready to continue?